Hey, you're back, so you don't hate me after all. Don't change the channel. That's my little Jedi trick. Kind of cool. Hey, this is part 3 of the Faith series, and today we're going to be looking at an example of the children of Israel in Hebrews chapter 3. So if you turn there, you will see in verses 1 through about 11 that this is referring to Jesus Christ and how we're supposed to be followers of him. But you look at verse 12, it says, "Beware, brethren, lest there be any of you of an evil heart of unbelief and departing from the living God." So this is talking about departing from Jesus Christ. But in verse 13, it tells us that we're supposed to exhort one another to make sure that we don't fall subject to sin. And verse 14, "For we have become partakers of Christ if we hold the beginning of our confidence steadfast to the end." It's talking about remaining faithful to the end to receive our reward, as we're going to see later on. Now we're going to get an example out of the book of Hebrews about the children of Israel and how they were not faithful to God. Starting at verse 16, "For who, having heard, rebelled? Indeed, was it not all who came out of Egypt led by Moses? Now with whom was he angry 40 years? Was it not with those who sinned, those corpses fell in the wilderness? And to whom did he swear that they would not enter his rest, but to those who did not obey? So we see that they could not enter in because of unbelief." So what are some few things we can know about the children of Israel real quick? Well, we know that they were in bondage. They witnessed the 10 plagues that God did. We know that they witnessed the parting of the Red Sea and they walked through it as well. We know that they saw and they gathered manna and quail and just a whole bunch of more things during their time in the wilderness. So with this all being said, did they know who God was? Did they believe in God? I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. How could you not with all the wonders that was around them? But were they obedient? Far from it. So what we see here from the text, and especially in verse 19, so we see that they could not enter in because of unbelief. So how did the children of Israel have unbelief? Once they clearly witnessed all these things. They knew who God was. It wasn't that. The unbelief was their unfaithfulness. That word unbelief right there, that Greek word is apistia. I believe I said that right. If you don't know if I said it right, just look up Strong's G 570. And here's the definition of it. It is faithfulness. That is negatively disbelief, want to Christian faith, or positively unfaithfulness, disobedience, unbelief. So with this all being said, is that the children of Israel, they knew who God was, but they decided to rebel and not be faithful to God at all. They decided to do their own thing. They would rather have listened to themselves. So with that being said, due to their unfaithfulness, their unbelief, they did not inherit the promised land. In 1 Corinthians chapter 10 and verse 11, we see that Paul is talking about the children of Israel, and he's writing about how they are an example for us to listen to. What we can see from their example is that their disobedience did not lead them into the promised land. So for us as Christians, we need to be faithful. We need to be obedient to what Christ has asked us to do in order for us to make it to the promised land which is heaven. Summing this all up, it means as Christians, we need to be faithful until death, as we see in Revelation chapter 2, verse 10. It shows, if we're faithful, that we truly believe, we have that faith in Jesus Christ, and we're willing to be obedient to the things he's asked us to do. And if we are not obedient, it shows that we are in complete rebellion, and we have a mindset of unbelief, of clear disobedience to the commands he's asked. Thank you all for watching another video, and I hope this was beneficial to your Bible study. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and most definitely share the gospel and keep on doing what God has asked you to do and be obedient until death. All right. Thank you.